tonight, but I'm told by the source of knowledge of the events unfolding there in town tonight that this is an extremely serious situation for the police department there, and that as many as 9 officers have been wounded tonight in that attack in downtown Dallas. So obviously this is a situation that is still unfolding. First responders and everyone responding to this situation is still trying to make sense and gather the exact numbers of what happened. But everybody there in law enforcement in Dallas knows the gravity of this situation, and with as many as 9 officers wounded, it's an incredibly chaotic and dangerous situation, as everyone can clearly see unfolding there in Dallas tonight. What is not exactly clear, what we're still trying to gather and unfold at this point, is what agencies these officers are a part of. Is the Dallas Police Department was DART. DART officials have said that 4 of their officers, 3 of them have been wounded, and 1 has been killed. So there are still a number of other officers there that we're still trying to account for and get updates on. So just the sheer, the number of that we're hearing here just kind of explains the gravity of the situation that law enforcement is dealing with there tonight.
All right, Ed Lavendera, stand by. Ed Lavendera reporting. And as you heard from Ed, Dallas area rapid transit officers were being told that 4 officers shot, 1 dead. Now we're being told, that was the information that we had. Ed Lavendera is reporting now that up to 9 officers wounded in this Dallas incident. Ed says, as he reported, he's not sure of what agencies they're with. Some are with the Dallas Police Department, possibly. But we know for sure that the one who has died and one of the 4, I believe, who were shot is with the Dallas area rapid transit officers, DART, which is obviously the transit, the buses and the rail system in Dallas. Again, and now we're getting reports and confirmation that up to 9 officers have been wounded. Our Ed Lavendera, who is stationed, this is his region, and knows it very well, is joining us by phone now. Ed, tell us about this area downtown where this happened. CNN, that we're getting from the Dallas police chief. 3 officers are deceased now. 3 officers. 2 are in surgery. 3 are in critical condition. Again, that is according to the city of Dallas from the police chief. Again, we're hearing up to 9 officers injured in this. 3 officers are deceased. 2 are in surgery. 3 are in critical condition tonight. Now we're getting word that 10. That number has been upped to 10. 10 officers shot. 10 officers shot. 2 snipers were the shooters. Stand by, I'm just getting this in my ear. 10 officers shot. 2 snipers, shooters, and 3 officers dead. Do we know anything about the snipers? Have they been apprehended? We do not know. Okay. So again, here's what we know. Again, this is from Chief Brown. No suspects in custody. Search is still underway. Intensive search. Again, and as you can tell, I'm speaking slowly.
TV for this report from the street. Some of the information was what you just heard, but there's a little additional information as well.
And what I can tell you at this moment is as many as 10, please hear me, as many as 10 police officers have been shot by 2 snipers from elevated positions during the protest rally. 3 police officers are dead. 3.
There was an ambush, Sean.
2 others are in surgery, and 3 more are in critical condition. 3 police officers are dead. 1 DART officer is dead. An intensive search for suspects is currently underway. They're asking, Dallas police asking for any citizen with information regarding the shooting to call them now, 214-671-3482. Again, appears as if 2 snipers shot 10 police officers from elevated positions during the protest rally. 3 officers are dead. 2 are in surgery. 3 are in critical condition. Back to you guys.
Hey, Sean, you said something I'm curious about. Police are looking for suspects. What do we know? We've heard that one person might be in custody. We've also heard that maybe there were negotiations going on, and then you say they're looking. Maybe
we don't believe. According to David Brown, there are no suspects currently in custody. According to David Brown, an intense search is underway. Now, Alex just brought up.
Somebody. They're telling me to go. I gotta go.
That's the situation in Dallas tonight, and I give you a sense for the panic as it descended on that scene and how things got chaotic. Let's quickly go to Fox News again in Dallas, Mondo. Let's see what we can pick up there.
Over the crowd. Right up here is the police tape itself. And again, the shooting, from what we understand, only happened a few blocks in that direction, in the western direction from where we are, right here, around the 1200 block of Main or so. Over in this direction is Belo Park, Shepard, and this is where this protest assembled tonight. Everyone gathered out here. Dozens and dozens of people. They had been protesting, marching through the streets of Dallas. Everything had been quiet, and everything had been going as planned. And then, as we understand, they were literally returning back to this spot and making their way to finish up here at Belo Park, where it originated. And that is when those officers came under attack. 2 snipers. We're hearing some reports that this may have been from a parking garage, that they were perched up potentially on top of a parking garage. But the manhunt that we've been talking about with the suspects, you heard about police trying to potentially negotiate with one suspect in an alley, and that another suspect had been neutralized or one was in custody. Again, all fluid information. That is all happening in basically a 5 or 6 block radius or so from where I'm standing. So there are a lot of hotels. Again, this is the center of downtown Dallas, a major United States city. And there are a cluster of hotels and businesses, high-rises, skyscrapers, office towers down here. And so all of the locations we've talked about, the Crown Plaza talked about, that the police went into the Crown Plaza, the nearby Bank of America building. There was some action reported there. That is all just within a 5 or 6 block radius from where I'm standing. So this is the center of the action. But right now, you mostly have just people who are out here curious, and they're watching and they're taking pictures because the crowds split. We saw the aerial pictures when the shots rang out. People scattered, and it has been described as absolute pandemonium, as you can imagine. So the streets have cleared out quite a bit, certainly not the hundreds and hundreds of people here, but they've cleared out, trying to give police the space to do their job and get this situation under control, Shepard.
Casey, the latest word we have as you stand in the street comes from the Dallas police, and now it appears, according to the reporting of the Dallas Morning News, 3 Dallas proper police officers are dead and 1 DART officer has been killed, which brings the death toll to this police-targeted shooting to 4 in Dallas that happened during a rally tonight. It was 8:45 p.m. local time. The Dallas Police Chief David Brown said preliminary details are that 2 snipers shot 10 police officers from elevated positions in downtown. 3 dead, 2 in surgery, 3 in critical condition, plus the DART officer. So according to the Dallas Morning News, a total of 4 officers dead. Casey, it's unthinkable that such a thing has happened in the middle of what appeared to be such a peaceful protest.
Yeah, okay, when that's...
So, you're hiding in the hotel. What instructions have you been given, and are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, yeah, basically what we've been told is that we can't leave, can't go anywhere. They're on lockdown. We also have some folks that we don't really even know. They heard the shots. They came running inside. They pushed everybody to the basement, and so now we're just sitting in the room. And as I mentioned earlier, we actually have a photo of what we believe is a potential suspect. The detectives are on their way up to speak with us and stuff now. And we're just been in the Crown Plaza for the last 2 or 3 hours. We're actually in the lobby. It was my mom, me and my mom were in the lobby when the shots rang out. The security guards for the Crown Plaza came running inside and ordered everybody to the basement. And that's where we've been ever since. Well, they just let us come up about an hour ago back to our rooms, and they locked everything down. And we just kind of been sitting here. So there's stairways from the windows and everything. So
we're being told that a number of guests from different hotels as well have been told the same thing. So you're in the basement of the hotel, correct?
Well, we were. Now they let us come back up to our rooms, but there's no movement. And so now I'm just kind of waiting on the Dallas detectives because we spoke to them. And so they're on their way up because we have, some pictures. What happened was we were at the protest. There was a guy in front of us wearing camouflage and black shorts that they had said on the news that they, were looking for. The guy actually had some kind of AR-15 rifle or something hanging from him. And so we were all like, oh, I wonder why he has that weapon. And I actually thought it was fake. But now with everything going on and, knowing who the police is looking for, we really believe that this is the guy. So they're coming up now to speak with us and everything.
And you have pictures of that. Again, a lot of people are talking to me, and I think they call it Governor John Abbott. It's Greg Abbott, pardon me. But again, there's a lot going on here. So Andre Felix is in the Crown Plaza Hotel, and he is, they were being kept in the basement. Now they're being allowed to go back up to their rooms. And Andre, is telling us that he was in the crowd, saw someone with an AR-15, and that law enforcement is coming up to talk to him now because they believe that he may be someone who was involved in this shooting. So take us back to the time you were walking, you see this man, and then what happens, Andre?
Well, we started walking, we see the guy. My mom actually took the picture of the guy, and then he basically walked off. We didn't see him no more in the crowd. And so we walked in the protest for about an hour or so. And then after that, we come back to the room, and we were going to get something to eat and then go back out. Well, as we were sitting in the lobby talking to one of the hotel workers, we just hear, several shots ring out like directly in front of the hotel. And all of a sudden, we just seen the valet and security come running from inside, and they said everybody locked down. Yeah. We ended up, like I said, going to the basement, and we were down there. There's about 15 of us.
What does he look like? What did he look like?
Sorry, say it again, I'm sorry.
What did he look like?
He was a black guy. He looked like he might have been in his mid. He was definitely wearing camouflage. He had on like black pants, black shoes. He had like a shoulder case for the gun that he was carrying, and it was pretty big.
But you're not sure? You don't know? He could have been law enforcement, no?
No, I don't think he was law enforcement. He wasn't dressed in law enforcement attire. It was kind of like, a bystander in the crowd with his weapon.
Okay.
And so we're not from here. We're from Illinois, so we don't know the laws in Texas. So we thought that was normal. So that's why we didn't alert police or anything because we didn't know.
Okay, I need you to stand by, Andre. Don't go anywhere. Andre's holed up in a hotel and is talking to police about a suspicious person that he saw in the crowd. The Dallas Police Department is now tweeting out, this is one of our suspects. If we go on the Dallas Police Department's feed, this is one of our suspects. Please help us find him. And it appears to be the man that Andre Felix is talking about, wearing camouflage and carrying what appears to be a high-powered rifle or an assault rifle. And again, we'll get those pictures up. But as we do that, I have some sad news to report here. This is from the Dallas Police Department. An 11th officer was shot during an exchange of gunfire with one of the suspects. The officer is being transported to the hospital. That is according to the city of Dallas. So here we go. Andre, you're still there?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the picture. This is from the Dallas Police Department's Twitter feed. The Dallas Police Department, we're putting this up because the Dallas Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying this man that you see on the screen there in camouflage with a weapon over his shoulder. You saw this man, Andre.
Yeah, that is her. That's him, without a question, 100%. That we sent the back of the picture, the back of the guy's body to the police, but they just somehow found the front of
Chief David, I have to cut you off. Pardon me, Andre. Chief David Brown holding a press conference. Let's listen.
And give us that information so we can bring these people to justice. We also believe that these suspects have threatened to plant a bomb in the downtown area. We have reached out to our federal law enforcement partners, both the FBI and the ATF, to help us search for both the suspects, or maybe it's more, and to do a very thorough search of this area where we believe there might be a bomb planted. And again, I'll quickly take some questions, but I want to remind you, we got one of these suspects cornered, and I need to get back and take care of the business of protecting this city. So
let me finish, and then we'll take the questions. Okay. I ask everybody to focus on one thing right now, and that is our Dallas police officers, their families, those that are deceased, those that are in the hospital, fighting for their lives. Let's all come together and support our police officers. I've never been as proud. I believe we've got one of the best forces in the nation, and we've done things with civil rights in the right way, and we've done it for the safety of our citizens. So please, let's come together right now as a city. Let's take some questions.
Chief, talk about the pictures you guys want put out. Who are these people you're looking for in the pictures? They handed a bunch of these out.
right, we wanted to show a person of interest who witnesses at the scene say were involved in this shooting in some way. So this is a person of interest. As you can see, they're in camouflage, and they have a rifle strap slung with a rifle butt sticking up. And we know that rifles were used to injure and kill Dallas officers and a DART officer. And so if anyone knows or recognizes this picture, please immediately call 911. Do not approach this suspect. We'll bring him to justice.
Chief, I'm sorry, to get the numbers straight, there's 10 Dallas police officers that have been shot. 3 Dallas police officers are deceased. 1 DART officer and 4 DART officers shot, or does that include the 10 off the DART?
Right, so again, the initial release was we had 10 officers shot. One of those officers is a DART officer, and they're deceased. Another DART officer was injured, but not deceased. There's 2 Dallas officers deceased. And as I mentioned, to update you, from that initial 10, we've had an additional officer to bring the total to 11. Any other questions?
And we also have one civilian.
Yes. Wounded. Wounded. Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll get back. Thank you, guys.
Okay, there was a press conference by the Dallas Police Chief David Brown saying that there are 11 officers shot, and he said one of the DART officers is deceased. He said two of them are Dallas police officers that are deceased, so that makes up for the 3 officers there, and also saying that there is 1 civilian that was wounded in this. What you're looking at now, this is what they're asking for. They want to know who this man is, and if you can help identify this man and locate this man in a camouflage shirt with the weapon slung over his shoulder. They believe he is a suspect in all of this and may have, again, according to them, have helped or committed some of the shootings here. They're also saying that they believe that the suspect may have planted a bomb, They're asking for the public's help. They're also asking for the FBI's help in locating this man and also trying to figure out exactly what needs to be done with the situation, the bomb situation, and so forth. We have a horrific situation that just happened here. 11 officers shot. 3 officers dead. No suspects in custody now. They believe that there were two snipers. They believe one of them could have been this gentleman, or this gentleman was an actor in some way in this, and they are looking for him. They believe that these two snipers shot these officers from elevated positions during these protest rallies. Another officer, 3 officers, are in critical condition tonight, according to the latest release and from the press conference there with Chief David Brown. That is the very latest situation happening in Dallas as we look at what is unfolding here, and still what is a very active scene, an active shooter, an active search. We're speaking to members of law enforcement here on our set. Tom Burney, which is a retired New York City police detective. Neil Franklin, a retired Maryland State police officer. Our political commentator, Charles Blow, is here. He knows people who are at the scene. And then we also have Andre Felix, who is in a hotel in Dallas and also took a picture and is also helping. Police are going to speak to him as well. Let's talk to Andre Felix. Andre, this is your picture. This is this man from the back that you turned over to Dallas police. Tell us about your encounter with him. Andre, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Tell us about your encounter with this man. We're looking at your picture now. A shot of him from the back.
We didn't say anything to him. We didn't talk to him. We basically we just kind of snuck and took the picture because we just thought it was odd that he was standing there in front of us with this huge weapon on him, and so we didn't know, if it was fake. And like I said, we're not from Texas, so we don't know, the laws in Texas. So we took a picture because we just thought it was a little odd. And so it comes to find out, we have this big incident going on. So immediately I called the Dallas police number, well, actually dialed 911 first. And then shortly thereafter, the detective called me, and I'm waiting on him to come. And we're going to speak to him and everything and just basically tell him everything we saw.
Yeah. Stand by, Andre. I just want to read some information to our viewers who are just joining us. Again,
Okay.
This is a picture. Don't go anywhere. We'll get you back. This is a picture of a suspect that Dallas police are looking for right at this moment. The police chief, David Brown, held a press conference just a short time ago and asked for the public's help in locating this man. Here's what they said at the police department at this press conference. They said, "We believe these suspects were positioned to triangulate around police officers," Dallas Police Department said in the press conference on Thursday. "We are reaching out to the families of all of these officers, getting them transported to the hospital. These suspects have threatened to plant a bomb in the downtown area." They also added that
You're listening to 790 KABC Los Angeles. This is Joe.
Where you've heard that he's down. Dallas police are obviously not releasing a ton of information, but there are reports which have said that he has shot himself. It is not known if he is alive or dead, but police are trying to, get this all figured out, and they will release more information as soon as they can. But right now, it looks like the person who was in the parking garage held police at bay for multiple hours through the night, has shot himself or has been shot and is now considered down.
All right, Taylor, thank you. We'll look for more updates from you. Taylor Millard from the iHeart News 24/7 breaking.
Mayor of Dallas just told NBC that at least 12 officers were shot, 5 of them killed in what police describe as a sniper ambush. We're also getting a new perspective of the moment shots were fired. Is that a cop dead? Dude, that's a cop down. Dude, that's a cop down.
Yeah. There's 4 cops down.
4?
Yeah, he shot 7 times.
It's a dude?
No, it's a sniper from up here somewhere.
It's a sniper?
You never shot him. Get down.
As you can see, that's footage from inside a parking garage. Here's what we know so far. The mayor of Dallas said 12 officers were shot, 5 of them killed by at least 2 shooters. Right now, there are 3 suspects in custody. A 4th suspect was killed in a standoff with police overnight. 2 civilians were also shot. Both are expected to survive.
Now, this all happened during a peaceful protest over recent police shootings in Minnesota and Louisiana.
NBC4's Tony Ginyard live in our newsroom this morning. Tony, a lot of new developments in Dallas overnight.
Yes, Michelle. The shooting started about 8:45 last night as demonstrators were close to ending a protest march through the heart of Dallas. The police officers and the crowd ended up being sitting ducks when the snipers opened fire.
Is that a cop, Dave? Cop there.
Man, like all the cops are getting shot, man. I just saw cops bending over, man. Like, it had to be like 5 or 6 cops, like they was all getting shot down.
4 Dallas police officers and 1 DART officer were killed, 6 others hurt. The police chief later said based on the sniper's position, they had knowledge of the protest route. 3 people have been taken into custody. A 4th believed to have killed himself after exchanging gunfire with police. This morning, the mayor of Dallas calling this a heartbreaking morning.
To say that our police officers put their life on the line every day is no hyperbole, ladies and gentlemen. It's a reality.
Dallas police took to social media to announce no explosives had been found. That was a real concern because during the extended negotiation with one of the snipers, he claimed explosive devices had been placed everywhere. And in a show of respect to the fallen officers, their colleagues formed honor lines outside Parkland Hospital and Baylor Medical Center, the facilities where the officers were rushed after being wounded. Their colleagues saluting as each body of each officer was taken from the hospital en route to the medical examiner's office. We are just beginning to learn more about the officers who were killed. We'll share that with you at 5:30. I'm Tony Ginyard, live in the newsroom. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Tony, we'll check back with you soon. Meantime, at 4:33, amid the confusion, this morning, Dallas police say a man they called a person of interest in the shooting actually had no role in the attack.
Give me feel, bro.
Over an assault rifle to police last night. He approached these officers on the street after Dallas police released his photo, calling him a suspect in the case. Desperate to clear up confusion, Hughes also surrendered to a police station. While he was being questioned, his brother took to social media to set the record straight.
Can I have 5 seconds? Just 5 seconds. Hey, man, family, friends, y'all make sure y'all let the world know Mark Hughes had nothing to do with that.
Hughes' family says the gun he was carrying at the protest is legally owned and wasn't loaded.
And hundreds of people have a first-hand account of what happened last night in Dallas. It's something they will never forget. NBC4's Kate Larson brings us some of their stories.
Witness to a mass shooting in downtown Dallas after snipers ambushed police officers charged with maintaining peace at the rally.
I just saw cops bending over, man. Like, it had to be like 5 or 6 cops, like they was all getting shot down, man. It was right after the rally, like we were just walking to the car.
As gunfire erupted around 9 p.m., hundreds of demonstrators ran through the streets, fearing for their lives.
We was running, like they just kept shooting. It's coming, we don't know where it's coming from. But it was every time. I didn't see anybody else get shot. It was just the cops.
Next thing we know, there's police officers behind us saying, get out of here, get out of here, you guys need to get safe, get out of this area.
Get in the building, get in the building. Yeah. If it weren't for the police telling the crowd to leave, I think there would have been a lot more fatalities or wounds.
I'm just trying to get home so I don't get hurt like somebody else.
An emotional night for so many who gathered at the heart of Dallas to rally for a ceasefire between police and the community. Instead, disappointed, even heartbroken by more violence.
I'm tired of waking up every morning and seeing the same thing over and over and over again, and no one has any answers. So we take to the streets and we say, all right, don't shoot. And the same thing happens.
Kate Larson, NBC4 News.
That's being released on what may have happened to this sniper who was holed up inside the parking garage at El Centro College. One thing which is true is it's a lot more calm in that area than it was for most of the evening as police tried to negotiate with this guy who ended up doing shootings at some point. 2 officers, which left 5 dead and 6 others wounded. One other thing that has been announced is that the people who organized the protest march, which went through downtown Dallas and where the shots were fired at the very end of it, they have an 11 o'clock news conference, 11 o'clock Central news conference planned to show support for the murdered police officers. This really shouldn't be surprising, as Dallas police do have a pretty decent relationship with the black community here in Dallas. It's obviously not perfect. There's obviously strain from time to time, but it shouldn't be surprising to see that the protest organizers are sitting there saying, hey, we want to have a news conference. We want to sit there and we want to say, listen, we're going to support these police, because the majority of Dallas police officers are good and are respected and are held in high regard here in Dallas.
And Taylor, I'm told that most of the officers who were at this peaceful protest tonight, some of whom might have been shot or killed, were very sympathetic to the protesters.
I do know that there were, officers who were taking pictures with some of the protesters who, were sitting there and were standing there and had no problem with, talking to protesters. One of the things that, I really remembered a couple of days ago, I happened to be leaving my car at a location and walking down the street, and a police officer who was sitting in a vehicle, didn't know me from Adam, waved to me, to say, hey, we see your car, we see you walking, good to see you, be safe. So I think that's also something that's important, is that, people have a lot of respect for police here in, North Texas. Obviously, it's not perfect. There are going to be people, there are going to be incidents where people get unhappy and don't like what the police do. But for the most part, everybody gets along.
Taylor, as soon as you find out more about that fourth suspect,